Hello, thanks for joining me. We are reading Master Dōgen's Shōbōgenzō, and we're up to chapter 7, Senjō, washing. Sen means to wash and Jō means to purify, so Senjō means washing. Buddhism is neither idealism nor materialism, but belief in reality, which has both a spiritual side and a material side. So Buddhism insists that to clean our physical body is to purify our mind. Therefore, in Buddhism, cutting our fingernails, shaving our head, and washing our body are all very important religious practices. In this, Master Dōgen expounds the religious meaning of such daily behavior and preaches the importance in Buddhism of cleansing our physical body. There is practice and experience that Buddhist patriarchs have guarded and maintained. It is called not being tainted. The sixth patriarch asks Zen Master Dai of Kannon-in Temple on Nangaku-zan Mountain, "Do you rely on practice and experience or not?" Dai says, "It is not that there is no practice and experience, but the state can never be tainted." The sixth patriarch says, "Just this untainted state is that which Buddhas guard and desire. You are also like this. I am also like this. And the ancestral masters of India were also like this." The Sutra of 3,000 Dignified Forms for Ordained Monks says, purifying the body means washing the anus and the urethra and cutting the nails of the 10 fingers. So even though the body and mind is not tainted, there are Dharma practices of purifying the body and there are Dharma practices of purifying the mind. Not only do we clean body and mind, we also clean the national land and clean beneath the trees. To clean the national land, even though it has never become dirty, is that which Buddhas guard and desire. And even when they have arrived at the Buddhist effect, they still do not draw back or cease. It is hard to fathom this point. To enact the Dharma is the point. To attain the state of truth is to enact the Dharma. The Pure Conduct chapter of the Garland Sutra says, when we relieve ourselves, we should pray that living beings will get rid of impurity and will be free of greed, anger, and delusion. Then, having arrived at the water, we should pray that living beings will progress towards the supreme state of truth and attain the Dharma, which transcends the secular world. While we are washing away impurity with the water, we should pray that living beings will have pure endurance and will ultimately be free of dirt. Water is not always originally pure or originally impure. The body is not always originally pure or originally impure. All dharmas are like this. Water is never sentient or non-sentient. The body is never sentient or non-sentient, and all dharmas are also like this. The preaching of the Buddha, the world-honoured one, is like this. At the same time, to wash is not to use water to clean the body. Rather, when we are maintaining and relying upon the Buddha Dharma in accordance with the Buddha Dharma, we have this form of behaviour and we call it washing. It is to receive the authentic transmission of a body and mind of the Buddhist patriarch immediately. It is to see and to hear a phrase of the Buddhist patriarch intimately, and it is to abide in and to retain a state of brightness of the Buddhist patriarch clearly. In sum, it is to realize countless and limitless virtues. At just the moment when we dignify body and mind with training, eternal original practice is completely and roundly realized. Thus, the body and mind of training manifests itself in the original state. We should cut the nails of all 10 fingers. Of all 10 fingers means the fingernails of both the left and right hands. We should also cut the toenails. A sutra says, If the nails grow to the length of a grain of wheat, we acquire demerit. So we should not let the nails grow long. Long nails are naturally a precursor of non-Buddhism. We should make a point of cutting the nails. Nevertheless, among the priests of the great kingdom of Sung today, many who are not equipped with eyes of learning and practice grow their nails long. Some have nails 1 or 2 inches long, and even 3 or 4 inches long. This goes against the Dharma. It is not the body and mind of the Buddha Dharma. People are like this because they are without reverence for the old traditions of Buddhists. Venerable patriarchs who possess the state of truth are never like this. There are others who grow their hair long. This goes against the Dharma. Do not mistakenly suppose that because there are habits of priests in a great nation, they might be right Dharma. My late master, the eternal Buddha, spoke stern words of warning to priests throughout the country who had long hair or long nails. He said, "Those who do not understand the importance of shaving the head are not secular people and are not monks. They're just animals." Since ancient times, was there any Buddhist patriarch who did not shave the head? Those today who do not understand the importance of shaving the head are truly animals. When he preached to the assembly like this, many people who had not shaved their heads for years shaved their heads. In formal preaching in the Dharma hall, or in his informal preaching, the master would click his fingers loudly as he scolded them. Not knowing what the truth is, they randomly grow long hair and long nails. It is pitiful that they devote a body and mind in the south continent of Jambudvipa to wrong ways. For the last 200 or 300 years, because the truth of the ancestral master has died out, there have been many people like these. People like these become the leaders of temples, and signing their names with the title of master, they create the appearance of acting for the sake of many, but they are without benefit to human beings and gods. Nowadays, on all the mountains throughout the country, there is no one at all who has the will to the truth. The ones who attained the truth are long extinct. Only groups of the corrupt and the degenerate remain. When he spoke like this in his informal preaching, people from many districts who had arbitrarily assumed the title of veteran master bore no grudge against him and had nothing to say for themselves. Remember, growing the hair long is something that Buddhist patriarchs remonstrate against, and growing the nails long is something that non-Buddhists do. As the children and grandchildren of Buddhist patriarchs, we should not be fond of such violations of the Dharma. We should clean the body and mind, and we should cut the nails and shave the head. Wash the anus and the urethra. Do not neglect this. There was an episode in which, through this practice, Shariputra caused a non-Buddhist to submit himself. This was neither the original expectation of the non-Buddhist nor the premeditated hope of Shariputra. But when the dignified behavior of the Buddhist patriarchs is realized, false teaching naturally succumbs. When monks practice beneath a tree or on open ground, they have no constructed toilets. They rely on conveniently located river valleys, streams, and so on, and they cleanse themselves with pieces of soil. This is when there is no ash. They use 2 lots of 7 balls of soil. The method of using the 2 lots of 7 balls of soil is as follows. First, they take off the Dharma robe and fold it. Then they pick up the soil, not black but yellowish soil, and divide it into balls, each about the size of a large soybean. They arrange these into rows of 7 balls on a stone or some other convenient place, making 2 rows of 7 balls each. After that, they prepare a stone to be used as a rub stone, and after that they defecate. After defecating, they use a stick, or sometimes they use paper. Then they go to the waterside to cleanse themselves, first carrying 3 balls of soil to clean with. They take one individual ball of soil in the palm of the hand and add just a little water so that when mixed with the water the soil dissolves to a consistency thinner than mud, about the consistency of thin rice gruel. They wash the urethra first, next they use one ball of soil in the same way as before to wash the anus, and next they use one ball of soil in the same way as before briefly to wash the impure hand. Ever since monks started living in temples, they have built toilet buildings. These are called tosu, the east office, or sometimes sei, the toilet, and sometimes shi, the side building. They are buildings which should be present wherever monks are living. The rule in going to the toilet is always to take the long towel. The method is to fold the towel in two and then place it over the left elbow so that it hangs down from above the sleeve of your jacket. Having arrived at the toilet, hang the towel over the clothes pole. The way to hang it is as it has been hanging from your arm. If you have come wearing a kasea of 9 stripes, 7 stripes, and so on, hang the kasea alongside the towel. Arrange the kasea evenly so it will not fall down. Do not throw it over the pole hastily. Be careful to remember the mark on the pole. Remembering the mark refers to the characteristics written along the clothes pole. These are written inside moon-shaped circles on pieces of white paper, which are then attached in a line along the pole. So remembering the mark means not forgetting by which character you have put your own gown and not getting the places mixed up. When many monks are present, do not confuse your own place on the pole with that of others. During this time, when other monks have arrived and are standing in lines, bow to them with the hands folded. In bowing, it is not necessary to face each other directly and bend the body. It is just a token bow of salutation with the folded hands placed in front of the chest. At the toilet, even if you are not wearing a gown, still bow to and salute other monks. If neither hand has become impure and neither hand is holding anything, fold both hands and bow. If one hand is already soiled, or when one hand is holding something, make the bow with the other hand. To make the bow with one hand, turn the palm upward, curl the fingers slightly as if preparing to scoop water, and bow as if just lowering the head slightly. If someone else bows like this, you should do likewise, and if you bow like this, others should do likewise. When you take off the jacket and the gown, hang them next to the towel. The way to hang them is as follows. Remove the gown and bring the sleeves together at the back. Then bring together the armpits and lift them up so that the sleeves are one over the other. Then take the inside of the back of the collar of the gown with the left hand, pull up the shoulders with the right hand, and fold the sleeves and the right and left lapels over each other. Having folded the sleeves and lapels over each other, make another fold down the middle from top to bottom, and then throw the collar of the gown over the top of the pole. The hem of the gown and the ends of the sleeves will be hanging on the near side of the pole. For example, the gown will be hanging from the pole by the join at the waist. Next, cross over the ends of the towel, which are hanging down on the near and far sides of the pole, and pull them across to the other side of the gown. There, on the side of the gown where the towel is not hanging, cross over the ends again and make a knot. Go around 2 or 3 times, crossing over the ends and making a knot to ensure that the gown does not fall from the pole to the ground. Facing the gown, join the palms of your hands. Next, take the cord and use it to tuck in the sleeves. Next, go to the washstand and fill a bucket with water, and then, holding the bucket in the right hand, walk up to the toilet. The way to put water into the bucket is not to fill it completely, but to make 90% the standard. In front of the toilet entrance, change slippers. Changing slippers means taking off your own slippers in front of the toilet entrance and putting on the straw toilet slippers. Okay, I think we'll leave it there. More tomorrow. Thanks for listening. Bye-bye.